Obviously, the victim didn't survive the fall. It's a pretty high tower we're talking about. Now, the report says 7 meters. Is that pretty tall? Let's go ahead and... Oh, sweet! Aloha, I'm Von Cadis, and welcome back to Turnabout the Courage by Blackburn. True, you wouldn't survive a fall from that height, but something is strange here. Oh god, here it comes. Just now you specified that the window is located 10 meters above the ground. If he really fell out of that window, why does the autopsy report say something different? What? It states right here that it fell 7 meters. If they note the height, then they must have been pretty sure about that. Huh. That didn't seem like 7 meters too. Impossible! What does that mean? Well, apparently the victim did not fall from this height, so the victim fell from somewhere else. As for how this makes sense, no clue. Ah, yeah, must have fell out from somewhere else. Wahahaha, I missed it. Brilliant, splendid, show me more of that. I mean, look at those faces. Nice. What about Phoenix? Just look at those clueless faces. Are you claiming you have a reasonable explanation for this? Why, of course. Anybody decently intelligent would have figured this out. The victim fell 10 meters, yet the autopsy says 7 meters? Well, when did you receive that report? Ah, one of these. It's not updated, is it? Oh no, you didn't. What do you mean? I absolutely did nothing. The detective over here was the one who handed that rushed. Ah, you dick, Gumshoe. Detective, did you really tell them that's the final version? You just gave it to us without saying it's the final version. Thank you, Gumshoe. And the defense seriously assumed that this would be an actual inconsistency? Well, okay. Mr. Hazama, are you sharing the autopsy report was wrong? Yeah, this detective messed up big time. Well, don't worry, Uncle Hazama is here. Here's an actualized copy. You troll. You'd aim so low. Well, it's not like this is the first time that it happened. Yeah, this is like 100th time in fan trials. The court accepts the actualized autopsy. No complaints though, it was a good contradiction. The victim... Wait, what? The victim fell down at least 7 meters. It still says that. See? No problem at all here. Just a small mistake in the word. They actually meant to say that the victim fell at least 7 meters. Detective... If it wasn't for me saving the day, this court would be utterly confused right now. What? But I wasn't misinformed. Excuses won't cut it here, except your cut will be cut. I think we'll have to half your salary. Yup. Which is 0. Now you have negative salary. No! Did he do everything of this on purpose? I think it's not on purpose. Maybe he was hiding something. Stay on the guard. Look at how he's playing. Out of my sight, you poor excuse of a detective. You don't belong in a courtroom. I what? How did this happen? Poor Gumshoe. Well. And now that's cleared up. No questions remain, right? That was not sufficient evidence for a verdict. Oh, come on now. You still have to have will to fight. You're just going to embarrass yourself. Not that I wouldn't like to see that. We'd all like to see that. Well, Mr. Hezema, what the difference changes too? Okay. Let's end this with the reasonable way. Get Bible Boy over there, understand, and he'll tell you exactly what happened. The defendant himself? I think that's a good idea. Obviously, any sane prosecutor would call a defendant who is willing to confess on the stand. Defense has no objections. Very well. Alright, stickler, defendant, come on to the stand. Why would you lie about your name? Rise up, the matters in your hands. We will support it, so take courage and do it. I am here, ready to accept my verdict, Peter. Well, we're not quite at the verdict part yet. Ah, but you see, I decided to accept my fate. What? I am guilty. Can you at least tell us how you're guilty first so I can prove that you're guilty? And then I can actually prove that you're not guilty? Seems like your client is against you. That's always nice. Please give us your testimony before concluding things like that. Why? I've already decided to accept his fate. I'm sure I did it. There, listen to the man. Mr. Berg, we don't know for sure whether you're guilty yet, but my memory, it tells me that I am. Just hand me your judgment upon me. Well, it seems like the defendant is willing to accept his fate, so can't we just call it a day? I have a show to watch at home. Well, nope. Nope. I refuse. I don't care what your memory tells you. I don't care what you want. I will not let you get convicted of a crime you didn't commit. Mrs. Frey? Isn't this your own client? Mrs. Yeah, just listen to his wishes. The man is already ready to die for his faith. I agree that this is admirable, but it's wrong because he is innocent. Come on, defendant, convince me of your guilt. Mrs. Faye. Very well, I will do my best to convince you that I am indeed the one who needs to be punished. This is going to be good, an entertaining waste of time. Good, let's listen to the confession then. Oh yeah, I did it, amen. Last night, a fateful encounter took place in my very own church. Inside the holy place, my eyes took notice of a suspicious presence. I accidentally mistook him for a demonic being from the depths of hell and tried to conduct exorcism. Do you conduct exorcism by bashing people over the head? Amen. That should suffice. That was awfully vague. What the hell do you want? It's a confession. Who needs details? The prosecution is right. If you can't find the flaw in this summarized version, then there is no need for details. Wait, what? How does that make sense? Now begin the caution examination. Let's take an overview first. Last night, fateful encounter took place in his church. Inside holy place, suspicious presence he saw. Mistook him for a demon from the depths of hell and tried to conduct exorcism. 3 statements, that's all I'm getting? To be honest, this is a pretty obvious problem. I think I know what you mean. I think I have an idea, but let's go ahead and press everything. Why were you there? I happened to be nearby and spotted a light. To be honest, we didn't see you approaching. Many ways that lead there, don't forget that darkness covered the place. Well, we saw Larry when he came, but that was because he was carrying a light with him. Was the place locked when you got there? Not the front door. Which struck me as quite unusual, seeing how I usually lock everything. Anyways, that is why I went inside, ready to take care of the intruder. And that was around what time? I do not know. Oh, shortly before 1. Seems pretty close. Dang it. Inside the holy place, my eyes took notice of a suspicious presence. What exactly made it so suspicious? You shall not steal. What? Oh, a burglar. How is it not suspicious to meet someone in your own building shortly after midnight? I suppose you have a point there. I accidentally mistook him for a demon and tried to conduct exorcism. How did you conduct exorcism? What exactly? Yeah! I applied the teaching. You mean you hit him with the Bible, right? I applied the teachings head on. You could say that. But why exactly did you think he was a demon? Well, there are most likely creatures to dissanctify a church. I mean, what would you expect if a shadow is suddenly approaching you? So Larry was approaching him. Was it? But I get your point. Wow, I don't even have to do anything. How did it turn out like this? Hold on, alright, okay. Let's go with my hunch. I accidentally mistook him for a demonic being from the depths of hell and tried to... If I'm right, was the candle blown out by that time? It wasn't lit when we entered the room. Let's go ahead. Save? Oh, let's do this. Nice! And there we already have it. Something just doesn't make sense here. Your face? Yes, exactly, Hazama. Hey, sorry. You totally gave me the opportunity there. What did you expect? The testimony. To talk about some demonic being. It means you couldn't really spot it was a human because the surroundings were too dark, right? Indeed. All I could spot was a shadow. It was simply too dark. Too dark. For you are all the children of light, children of day. We are not the light or of the darkness. But in fact, it couldn't have been that dark because there was a candle that was lit, but it wasn't lit when we entered. So, allow me to enlighten you. With this, oh, nice wording. A candle. Yes, a candle. A candle that should have still been lit when you got there. Even when I walk through the darkest valley, I will feel no evil. Dang, I'm getting these contradictions good. Order in the courtroom. What exactly is your problem? The candle? Can't be serious. I object. The defendant would have been able to see the victim because of the candle. He wouldn't have made the mistake he made. Whoa, too bad. Maybe the candle wasn't lit when he got there? Unlikely. The defendant wouldn't have blown it out himself. He needed to get it back. Which can mean only one thing, and that is that the defendant isn't as holy as he claims. Bible boy, you lied, didn't you? You knew the whole time he was human, and you killed him despite that. This was no misunderstanding. I'm not trying to help you. Why yes, that's the only explanation, isn't it? No! He actually has a solid reason to claim this was murder now. Did I play right into his hands? Crap. There was no light. What a nice little trick. You knew we'd catch you anyways, so you came forward and confessed. Truly pathetic. You only still make it look like you some sort of misunderstanding. This is not it. That's just your assumption. What if there was reason he didn't see the light? What if he was covering his face with a... Oh, what now? Is he actually blind? Come on. Give me your pathetic excuses. Show me what you can come up with. Well, now that there's a problem, I need a more detailed testimony about the counter. Ah, poor me, I can't do it without some extra help. Very well. The defendant will get a chance to explain himself. Hopefully that will clear things up. Otherwise, you'll be in more trouble than he was already. Yes, I will explain in more details. The exorcism. Let's see how you did it. I swear by the Lord, it was too dark to clearly see the prisoner. He calmly walked in my direction, apparently not afraid of the darkness. That's when I tried to conduct an exorcism using the Holy Bible. He whacked him once. I struck him on the head several times with an enormous force. Wait a minute. Cervical fracture, resulting wound of said fall was dangerous. Death was instantaneous, no other wounds. So those one hits. That's a contradiction. He staggered and was most likely about to collapse, but I already turned around. He probably somehow made his way to the window and fell out after I left. So you whacked him and walked away? And that is the story of what I did. I see. Still lying? What about the candle? I will find an explanation soon. Let's start with the cross-examination first. Of course, go ahead, Mr. Frey. So, Diego and Mia were married? Because I see Mrs. So, I don't know, I know where the contradiction is, but let's just see what he says. I swear by the Lord, it was too dark to clearly see the person. Do you have any idea why the candle wasn't burning then? It must have mean that you arrived there after the candle went on. Oh, this one doesn't have a timer. Black rune. Alright, then tell me, what reason could the victim have had to blow out the candle? Maybe the victim farted and it went out. Why would that wimp erase his own so lightweight before he actually had to leave? Maybe that was part of the challenge. Blow out the light and leave in the darkness. Oh, maybe that's it. I'm waiting. Come on, can you do it? Show me your magical explanation. Why would the candle be out already? Question mark, question mark. He's trying to provoke me. I can't prove it at the moment. Aw, what? Backing down? Chicken already? Buck, come on. You sure you can't prove a lot for being the oh so famous Mia Fey? Let's continue the cross-examination from now, you troll. He calmly walked in my direction, apparently not afraid of the darkness. What did he look like? How did he approach you? Did you see a silhouette of a butt? I'm afraid I did not see much more than a vague shadow. In fact, if my eyes wouldn't have been already accustomed to the dark already, I would have missed him. And while I can't give a definite guarantee, I think I spotted resemblances to the victim. But you aren't sure it was actually the victim he hit. Are you deaf? He said he saw the resemblance to the guy. He saw his butt, indeed. I seem to recall the silhouette of a butt, maybe even the jacket. That doesn't really sound that convincing. It still is what he claimed. Deny it, go cry in a corner. Without proof, nothing will change. Well, I wonder, is there a chance it wasn't Larry? Ooh, and if yes, how could I prove it? Well, let's check. I can't even talk right now. Let's check if it says something. An idiot that was usually made responsible for everything. And then let's check this. How is he not cervical fracture, resulting wound of said fall was fatal. So he fell when he hit the floor. Well, that much was pretty obvious. That's when I tried to conduct an exorcism using the Holy Bible, which solves everything. To be honest, I didn't know that's a valid method of exorcism. That's what you have a problem with? Those are the holy words of the course that is foolproof method against ungodly beings. But that was really necessary? You don't even know what you're dealing with. I was a little afraid there's like a mistake here. I couldn't stop myself before it was already too late. Indeed, fear tricked me. That is my sin. I am too weak. Not too weak to hit him, almost unconscious apparently. I struck him several times with quite an enormous forces. Would that really have sufficed to make him stagger towards the window and fall out? Of course! Do not doubt the power of this book. I have a feeling the person he hit just fell, because that's how I would have done it. Blood was found in the Bible. Could you really have hit him that hard? These words can accomplish anything. As I said, do not question their might. Well, I suppose if you hit him with such a heavy book multiple times, it could have wounded Larry. He staggered and was most likely about to collapse, but I had already turned around. He didn't see him actually falling out of the window. That's what I was thinking. Amen. I did not see much of the result of my attack. But considering the result, there is no doubt. But that's not what you actually believe. You did not actually see him fall out of the window. Are you questioning my beliefs? How else are you going to explain this result? By the way, before you say anything about a mysterious third person moving the corpse, There's still that locked room issue. Ah, dang it! You stop reminding me. The culprit obviously used a trick to make it look like only the defendant could have locked it. Cool story, bros. Holmes, that's really awesome. This is reality, not one of those silly books. I'm afraid I'll need some evidence here. He probably somehow made his way to the window and left after I left. Probably somehow made it to the window? Maybe, oh, maybe when Stickler left, someone went in and then threw him out? Maybe? Defendant, how far were you from the window? The answer doesn't matter. They were in the same room. And this Larry Butthead was apparently an idiot anyway, so no matter where this took place, I'm sure he could have ended up falling out the window because he was dizzy from those hits. Oh yeah? Try to penny from asking, I want my answer! I'm so tempted to see what she says, but... never mind. Actually, I'll do it on my own time and see what she says. I suppose it's not really that important. Never mind. Well, I never got what I wanted. Well, I got what I wanted. The more detailed version, which is more vague. But this is probably right. I'd rather find a serious inconsistency. You should be careful. Look for a contradiction that would be good for your defendant instead of bad, Mia. If you point out the wrong thing, it might look like he's lying again. It doesn't really matter whether the contradiction is good for us or not. Have you completely forgotten what I taught you? Ah, war has changed. Are you referencing Metal Gear Solid? I can't be picky here. Alright, let's go ahead and show to him that he did not strike several times, but once. Oh, there you go. Well, this is certainly interesting. What comes now? Going to point out another lie in Bible Boy's testimony? In fact, yes, that isn't my... Never mind. That isn't my intention at all. But why did you object then? Oh, there is something I'd like to make you aware of. Don't worry. But it's practically impossible for this to be a lie, for one simple reason. Why would the defendant lie about hitting the victim? Whether it has happened that way or another wouldn't really make much of a difference. Wait, it was somebody else. Now let's not forget that tiny difference between murder and manslaughter. Well, the book was found in the Bible. There's no reason to believe that the part could be wrong. But this creates a really interesting contradiction. We're all waiting, Mrs. Faye. Go ahead. Well, if he really hit the defendant multiple times with that much force, that should have left a wound. However, that big victim did not have a wound like that. Oh, all right. There's no what? Even I didn't see that. I thought the cervical fracture meant getting hit on the head. Anyways, Holy Mary, where have I? What? Oh, what? Blah 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 blah. Nothing what about a wound on the victim's head is stated in this report. This can only mean one thing. Save. This can only mean one thing. He lied. He obviously lied. Wait, so you're admitting he lied to get a lesser sentence? Oh no. Oh crap. Somehow the phrase "you fail" just doesn't seem insulting enough. Wait, that's not what I meant. Let me try that again. Well, this certainly doesn't help your case. Ah, what am I doing? I should believe in my client, not accuse him of lying. I don't want to live with this. I'm probably gonna go back to my checkpoint. That's more like it. This can only mean one thing. He didn't hit the victim. The defendant did not hit the victim. In short, he lied to us again, yet again. Objects. Why would he lie about that? He's confessing. Well, you know what? How many times do I have to say it before it's finally in that head of yours? He's trying to make it look like it wasn't his intention to kill the victim. The theory of the prosecutor stands. Well, Mr. Faye, can you show he isn't lying? Of course I can. With, saving. Of course I can, with evidence. With evidence. I see. Well, what proves the defendant did not lie about the attack? I'm guessing it's the book, because there's blood on it. So, he hit someone, but we don't know if it's Larry. Actually, didn't I mention this a few minutes ago? The small traces of blood on the Bible show that the defendant definitely attacked someone. However, the autopsy report shows no signs of an attack on the head. So who did he hit? A fake person? Was it a dummy? Was it something in the cage, perhaps? Am I onto something? Did he kill something? Was it... Well, what do you suggest happened then? Simple. What actually happened is... Save. what actually happened is, oh, I saved where the music stopped. I'm gonna guess he hit someone else, because if he hit himself, then he would be telling us, and if he had missed, then why is there blood in it? So he hit someone else. I see. That would explain everything. Why the candle was already out, and why we didn't find a wound on the victim. It all makes sense. The defendant hit someone else on the head, but it wasn't the victim. It was a creature in the cage. That's my hunch. It's just a hunch. Oh yeah. But who? Are you sure there was someone else there? Yes. Phoenix, right. You were the one I was blaming for this key. Never mind, I don't think it was a creature in the cage. Now I think it's Phoenix, right? I'm getting at something here. Yes, there was someone else there who received a good smacking with the Bible. The true murderer. Oh, this is getting good. This is getting good. The candle was already out because this happened after the murder. And just when the murderer was about to leave, the defendant attacked. You know what? Alright then, good, nice, cool story. Let's end this. Except you're apparently forgetting the key issue here. I'm sure Phoenix was the one with it. That can wait. Yes, someone else was at the crime scene. That's important now. You know what? Could it have been the murderer though? I don't care. It's not like we could find out. You know what? But we can't... we can find... If we finally get the analysis for the blood. Right, that would be the blood of the murderer then. You know what? Nothing. Just nothing. I can't suppress it any longer. I actually know who this blood belongs to. What? Why didn't you tell us sooner then? Can't you tell? I wanted to see if you would blur out something ridiculous. And you did. Well anyways, this is the victim's blood really. Now your show's ruining. Oh crap. What? Even I can't believe this. Wait. His fingerprints were found. Okay, I was gonna say maybe Phoenix used the book. But that would make no sense. They didn't find a wound like that on the victim. What are you saying? The found was quite the big injury, didn't they? But that is because of the fall, and we immediately rushed to the corpse after it fell down. The blood wouldn't have gone on the Bible after we received that. Hey, Mrs. Faye, about that autopsy report. Wow, when did you see that again? What? Are you saying this is not correct again? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Wow, you gotta be kidding me. You troll! You son of a troll. Congrats, hobo man, you figured it out. You know what? You are not... You're a troll. What's the meaning of this? Well, I wonder. But just look at those faces! Alright, so something like this. This isn't the most recent... Oh my goodness. What? But you are the one who gave that wash. Yep, so... You asked for an actualized version that explained the inconsistency, so I provided. You didn't ask for the most recent version I have. But this is a court of law. You were responsible for this waste of time. Oh, come on, wasn't it fun? I'm sure it was enjoyable, for me at least. Are you mad now? You mad, bro? You probably are. Well, here's the real one. I'm going to ask this once, and only once. Is that your most recent version? Yeah, sure, no worries. This one's the real deal. No more surprises ahead. Well, this court is going to accept this version. It's fair to... Court report actualized again. And Mr. Hazama, sorry, but that's deserving of a penalty. Yeah, good for you. I'm sad now. You're mean. Just kidding, of course. That was totally worth it. The new autopsy does indeed state that such a wound might have existed. Heavy wound, let's see. No other wounds, but the heavy wound from the fall would have made previous wounds. This isn't really that different. It's not. I suppose everything improved just vanished completely. Oh, okay. We're gonna have to stop here. I ran over time. Join us in the next episode of Turnabout of Courage by Black Rune. Peace off, guys. Laters.